think that this is probably one of the most grueling races in the calendar for the driver and the machine.
Jubilant Hill records BRM's first victory at Monaco. Graham Hill and the BRM surely cannot make it 3 in a row.
The 1969 Monaco Grand Prix gets underway.
A repeat of Monaco 1968. Same car, same driver, same result.
First of all, you've got to finish. Yeah. Then you've got to have a car that's capable of finishing, and then you've got to have a bit of luck.
I'm very, very proud. I'm very proud of my dad's achievements here in Monaco.
Graham Hill was a very special man. His wins in Monte Carlo, these were the emotional ones. I loved him. He was great. He just was a first-class man.
Well, I was born in 1960, and my dad started winning the Monaco Grand Prix in 1962, and 63 and 64. So I was very young when he was doing a lot of the winning. But I do remember 1969. I would have been 8 years old, and it was on television. I remember watching him come around the gasworks hairpin, waving to people on his last lap of the Monaco Grand Prix, which was a very thrilling experience.
Well, Graham Hill, first of all, for me, was my #1 driver. I was the #2 in the BRM team when I joined it. Graham could not have been kinder, better, educationally more complete than he was for me. He never complained about the young Scot coming up faster than he should have had. He did it with great style and dignity, and that was his hallmark.
My dad was called Mr. Monaco. You know, it became a place he loved, and he got to know Prince Rainier and Princess Grace, and he loved all the glitz that came with being in Monaco and staying at the Hotel de Paris and waving at the crowds, and I think he was a very popular man here in Monaco. I never came here when my dad was racing, but when I first came here for a motor race, I immediately felt this a little bit. I got a sample of what it must have been like for my dad having been here, and he put his name really in the same bag as the name Monaco as far as Formula One goes.
I think Graham Hill will be remembered more for his 5 wins in Monte Carlo than anything else. His greatest triumph, perhaps, was his popularity. Everybody loved Graham. He was a great storyteller. He just fitted the image of a racing driver who would be a great Englishman. Graham was a real friend, and a friend that you would have always been able to rely on. His legacy is a fella called Damon Hill, who went on to win the World Championship. I mean, what do you think about that? Father and son winning the World Championship. As a Grand Prix driver, he will always be remembered as one of the big names.
I never had a conversation about my dad's victories in Monaco. Would love to have had a chat about that, but it was just part of the legend that we grew up with. That was my dad's racing success, and famously he won it 5 times, and I was privileged to be second to Ayrton Senna when he broke my dad's record in '93. And I said to him, if my dad was here, he would have said, well done. And he was very, very pleased to hear that.